You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hello and welcome to the Ticket Stub, your favorite place for movie news and reviews. We are coming to you live from downtown Conroe in the Lone Star Community Studio. My name is Connor. I'm one of the hosts of the show, and I'm joined in studio with my friends Chris Appel. How you doing, bud?
Doing great.
And Dick Schisler.
Word up.
Word up, my friends. We are coming live on 104.5 and 106.1 FM in the Conroe area and worldwide on irlonestar.com/TTS. You can go to irlonestar.com/TTS and find out information about the show. You can listen to past shows. You can check out our social media. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at @the_ticketstub and subscribe to the podcast because every Friday morning at 8 a.m. the show will arrive on your phone. I was thinking about this on the drive-in. It comes on Friday mornings. The weekend is the perfect time to check out a movie. So when you're thinking about what to watch that weekend, listen to this Ticket Stub, hear what we have to say. We might recommend something in theaters or something streaming. Either way.
And win 2 tickets, bro.
And you can win 2 tickets every week on the show to the Grand Theater. That's right, Grand Theater and Movie Tavern. Sponsor of the show. Movies never tasted so good.
No, they did not.
Yeah, no, they did not. All right, well, Chris Appel put the news together this week, so I'm going to hand it over to him to lead us through that segment.
All right, rapid fire movie news. So the first article comes from Empire Online, and it is reporting that Chris Evans says that he is done playing Captain America.
No!
After 2 more movies,
Okay.
I think. There's one Avengers and I think another standalone or something. He's going to be done.
Yeah, well, Infinity War is the big summer Avengers.
Yeah, that comes out on the 26th. But
I just don't believe that.
Yeah, but
I do.
is it a good idea or a bad idea?
No, you get paid.
Okay, well, first off,
I agree.
First off, here's the thing. It's a little bit amazing that all of these A-listers have made it together in this franchise for this long, right? Like that, they're really no one has bailed from none of the main Marvel Universe guys have bailed yet.
I think there was a problem with Ruffalo, right?
But he's still, I don't know, he's in it though, right?
I just remember reading that.
He was in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was giving him trouble or not.
Well, I meant right at the beginning, when the Avengers first started, because they're they wanted to do a standalone Hulk movie, and he didn't want to do that.
He was too busy doing Spotlight, going, "You knew! Why didn't you do anything? You knew!" But I don't. It's surprising me, Robert Downey Jr. hasn't. I mean, he would be to me the wild card that would want to go do something else. I guess maybe they have enough time in between Avengers.
You didn't see his. Did you ever read about his contract? How he gets paid?
No.
It's obscene how much money he gets paid because basically he had a compound increase every movie he's in.
Okay.
So every time they asked him to be in another movie, he got paid just the same as the last movie. But for example, Spider-Man,
he was in it for 5 minutes.
I think he got paid just as much as he got paid in the Iron Man 3 than he was in Spider-Man.
For barely doing anything.
But yeah, because it's in the contract that he gets a percentage, and then it just keeps increasing.
Golly.
So that's why they haven't really made another Iron Man 3, I think.
They can't afford to do it.
But I mean, if you think about all those actors and stuff and how much money they make, they are paying them so much money.
Yeah, I know, but don't actors at some point want craft?
Yeah, that's the stupid thing about this. They've been working their whole life to get to this point.
Yeah.
I just ride this gravy train. That's
No, really. You look at Chris Evans, you say, "Oh, he's going to quit after 2 movies." You realize that's 10 years.
Yeah, but okay. But after 2 movies, which means he's done 10 movies. I can see at some point you get maybe tired of doing the same thing over and over. Even if he's rich, so he's super rich.
But you're at this point this is the highest pinnacle of payment of being an actor. You're doing movies that are fun, and you've already done the role before, so it's not difficult work, and you've worked with the same team. So I guarantee you, he says he quits, and then 4 years later, they're like, "Hey, we want to bring everyone back. We're going to pay everybody the highest possible way we can pay you." And, there we go.
Well, but the other thing is that at some point they're going to want to, this may be his decision, maybe. At some point they're going to want to start over, I mean, this group of, the way I see it, the way I'm predicting this will go, is that these Marvel characters will have run their course for 15 years or whatever it's been. And then are they just going to stop making superhero movies? No. I think they're just going to start back with origin stories of all these people again with new people rebooting it. and then they can run the whole, run it back all over again.
Then he needs to stay on until that happens, I think.
Well, here's my concern for Chris Evans. Like, was he churning out critically acclaimed movies before the Marvel Universe started?
Not another teen movie.
No, that was okay.
No, I was
gonna say
he was in Red, and he was in a couple other action films. I think he was making the A-lister money, but he wasn't making the A+ lister. Like, he wasn't, because I don't think people really understand how much more money these people in these Marvel movies get paid than the normal blockbuster. Oh, I'm The Rock, and I just made a skyscraper movie. Like, it's probably
The Rock might be a bad example. He probably makes a lot of money.
But he did. I bet you he didn't make as much as Chris Evans made.
Well, probably not for skyscraper.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and that money as an actor, like, you just don't say no to that. You just can't, because it's just too much. It's like people who go play sports in a foreign country and like I want to play soccer in Qatar. Like, why would everyone go do that? Hey, they're paying me 6 times what the other people are paying, and I'm only working, 4 months out of the year.
I think it's pronounced Qatar, actually.
Yeah, it is Qatar. But we're from Texas.
Anyway. Well, so that was my other. Yeah, Chris Evans, he made some good action films. He made some stupid rom-coms. But I don't know that. To me, the reason you would do this is if you were like an actor with principles, you know.
Right.
And I don't know that he is, so I don't really get it for him.
No, he's likable, but he's not the greatest actor in the world. So.
And the only thing I would like to see him do moving forward would be not another teen, like another fun, like where I think he's funny, I think he can really be funny. So to see him do some of that, but at the end of the day, if I were him, I would keep doing it. I would churn these. I would ride this. I would ride this thing all the way into the ground.
You're also at a point as an actor, you're vital to the show. And like, imagine what's her name, Scarlett Johansson. Like, she still doesn't have her own movie. She's in every movie though. Enough. Like, if you think about all the standalone movies, she's at least in it for the very beginning and the very end, or the middle.
They try to make her important. And
they refuse to give her own movie. Which, granted, they could do it, but they'd have to take the gritty angle, because she didn't have a superpower.
Yeah.
So it's just like her and Hawkeye could be like doing undercover stuff.
Like Atomic Blonde.
So that's what I'm saying. You do it. That's how you do it. But I guarantee they don't, because they don't want to pay her. Because they have to pay her a lot of money.
Yeah, you're probably right, and it wouldn't make that's not gonna make money like these other ones will. Well, it'll be interesting. Maybe it's a power play to even get more money. Who knows?
Very possible.
But Chris Evans says, yeah, that's the great thing. In two movies, that's like 3 years from now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, big announcement, man. We'll see what happens between now and then.
No, how long did it take him to do this new Avengers movie? It's been like 4 years in the making, I think.
Well, but they've been. It's been planned for a long time. But
they've been filming it and like editing.
No, the other Avengers movie was like 2 summers ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they started filming them back to back to back. If I remember correctly, they started just keep making them.
I don't know. For continuity purposes, that would make sense. All these guys are going to get old at some point. But.
Yeah. Well, we've seen Benjamin Button, right? They can just.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
We got also from Empire Online. They released a new image of Tom Cruise being crazy again, doing his own stunts, hanging off of a helicopter. This is the latest and greatest in his venture of insisting on doing his own stunts. So my question is, should he continue doing that? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Is it even worth it? Like, does it help the movie? Or, I don't know,
Here's the deal. I love Tom Cruise. And I love everything Tom Cruise does.
That's a strong word.
I love him with the deepest love there is.
That's a strong word, my friend.
I'm in like with him.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's just part of who, it's one of those things. Is it necessary? No. But he is who he is, and this is why he is who,
How do you even get a company to insure this movie?
It must be unbelievable. It must.
Well, he also is so involved with the process. I guarantee you that's part of his directional input. He's like, hey, I get to do these things.
Do you think he prays to the Scientology? Which I guess you just say God if you're in Scientology, or is it the Scientology God to keep him safe? But he's like, it's unbelievable. He's still. I don't. How old is? Did you look up how old he is?
He's 50 something.
So he still has abs. He still is it's unbelievable.
Well, he broke his ankle on this one.
Did he?
Delayed the filming. Yeah, he was jumping from a window across
to a building curb.
To
they actually have footage of him breaking it, and he finishes the shot.
Yeah,
because he leaps forward over the alleyway and lands on the top of the roof, but his arms do, so he has to pull himself up. And you can see his ankle. They have a camera shot on the side.
It hits the building?
It hits the building, but he tried to put his foot down the plant and then go like that. Oh. So he basically fractured his ankle, and he finishes the shot. So
true professional.
Yeah, well, I just does it? There's they got stunt doubles and CGI.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Now that I know that, when I will for sure see this movie either way.
Well, the last one he was hanging off the outside of a C-130.
Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's cool. Who cares?
But he's got kids, and
Well, my theory about this.
Roped in or something.
My theory about this is, if you think about Tom Cruise and his movie, I guess his box office success in the past 10 years, it's not very good compared outside of Mission Impossible. And I was talking to Chris about this off the air. I go, you realize he's done like a Mission Impossible movie every year and a half now, opposed to when the first one came out, there was like a 4-year dry period between them.
Yeah, they took some breaks there early.
And then now it's like,
they're
it's almost like he goes, man, I'm not making as much money as I used to. I'm like the Johnny Depp now, where I only have one.
How dare you? How dare you compare him to Johnny Depp?
Well, he only has like one good franchise.
Johnny Depp has 0 good franchises.
I know I'd
like to see Johnny Depp.
You know what I'm saying? That pays him.
The Pirates.
I'm saying that pays him.
I see what you're saying.
And so, like, that Mission Impossible is the only movie he's got now that pays him. He tried it with The Mummy. He tried a new one.
Yeah, Mummy was bad.
And then, that wasn't a success. Jack Reacher got a sequel, but he didn't make as much money. Yeah. So now he's trying
I bet they make a third one of those, though.
Yeah, but I don't think he's making the money he was making 20 years ago.
Well, yeah, you're probably right.
But what's to gain from doing your own stunts? That's what I don't understand.
I think it's like a wiring. It's like a mindset more than it is anything else. Like, he's a guy who does his own stunts.
Just known for that.
Yeah, it's like a Jackie Chan, Although that actually probably added to the movie because it was like you're watching him do karate and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's cool. I like it. It makes me appreciate it more.
Well, if you think about how entertaining the Mission Impossible movies are compared to other normal action movies, I would say they're a grade above because of the real action scenes.
Well,
it's him doing his own
stunts. Now, look,
stunts.
in James Bond movies, they do the stunts for real most of the time. But it's not, Daniel Craig's not, jumping off of helicopters and crap.
He's not doing parkour.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's just, it's different, though. But, like, think about...
Daniel Westwood.
Well, think about every movie The Rock is in. All the action scenes, like, I would say maybe half of them are fake. Like, they're CGI. The Rock is CGI. All the Fast and the Furious movies he's in, and then, like, Jumanji, and then... Skyscraper Rampage
coming out. You're saying in Fast
out.
and Furious they didn't really ramp that car from one building to the other? What?
No.
Dang. I got to do some self-evaluating. I will say that as long as Tom Cruise can do the running at full speed scene in every movie that he's in,
now that like.
That's the one. That's cool. That's the one stunt. I don't know if they consider that a stunt.
Well, it is now at his age.
Hip fracture risk. But when he runs shirtless full speed at some point in pretty much every movie, and it helps make the movie. Well, we'll see. Tom Cruise, keep doing your thing, man. That's what I say.
Yeah,
that's hot.
It's so hot.
Yeah. All right.
What are we doing, guys?
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, we have this video. Everyone show the abs you got.
No.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Got an emergency call.
I got a keg.
All right, what's next?
You have a keg.
Spielberg's lost his mind. Steven Spielberg.
Correct.
He says this latest Indiana Jones movie will be Harrison Ford's last movie. And he thinks that...
Is that like a death prediction? It was kind of ominous when he said that.
It kind of was ominous.
This movie will be Harrison's last.
But he says after that, Indiana Jones should be a woman, and they should change the name to Indiana Joan.
That's terrible.
And I think they
First off...
Well, that means he would have to have a daughter, right? Like, there would have to be...
Jones is his last name.
I know. That's what I don't understand. He said Indiana Joan.
How about, like, make a first name that would kind of... I don't know what you could do with Indiana, because that could be a girl's name nowadays.
Well, I agree.
Yeah, I
don't know why you got to change the last name.
To Joan?
To Joan. But that's the thing. Is the Time's Up thing just getting over the edge?
I don't think it's Time's Up thing. I think that's just Steven Spielberg going, like, we need to change this.
So here's the deal. I think that the whole reboot, like, everything that's getting, I don't know, Ocean's 8, Ghostbusters. Well, I get the point of representation, but it's just like, what's it doing? Is it doing it?
See, this is where I don't know.
Is it doing anything? Are people better off now that there's Wakanda and now that there's Ocean's 8? Is that like? I don't think that is what's going to affect change.
If you think about when the Shia LaBeouf Crystal Skull version, if that movie was a success, that was clearly where they were going with the franchise.
They wanted Shia to take over.
They wanted that was like what they were going to do. So that's why
they bet on the wrong pony right there.
When I think about what you're saying about him doing a woman, like I think he's just trying to reboot it, and he failed at doing it last time. He's like, we still need to do this. We still need to somehow keep this franchise alive because people will still pay money to go see it. And
first off, the idea of making this movie is a terrible idea. Harrison Ford is going to do it like. Have you seen him in any movies lately? He looks so
I know this
old.
is going to be, horrible for our listeners, but I actually enjoy Crystal Skull.
Oh, dick.
And I'm more of the action. The pace of it was really cool, but the storyline kept going out the window, and I was like, kept missing. Like probably the first scene that I was like, wait, what was the refrigerator scene?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like once you get over those things that a lot of movies today have are a little ridiculous, I'm like, it's not that bad.
Pretty bad.
I mean, it's not like awful.
It's not good.
It's not the worst. Yeah, well, we can agree there. I guess to me, and I know I'm a white man, so I mean maybe I don't have an opinion here.
Man,
but rebooting
here
everything,
we go, bringing it back in.
But rebooting everything, but just I don't think the answer to society is let's just reboot every movie with a woman.
Yeah, well, I agree with that.
I think this franchise could be successful with that if they somehow wrote the story where like he had a daughter, and it was with Mary.
Yeah, sure.
But
don't make it Joan. First of all, that's stupid.
I mean, that's fine. But what they need to do is just create
make a new movie.
Yeah, a good character for a woman to play.
Just make a new movie.
You know?
And I know that they all they want to do is ride IP that already exists. That's all they want to do in movies nowadays because it seems like a safe bet. Although it fails half the time. The Mummy failed terribly. Crystal Skull failed terribly. All these, I mean, a lot of times when they do this, it doesn't work. But just make a good movie on its own about a girl who explores things. I mean, Tomb Raider was kind of that, and that movie was marginally, not that successful with Alicia Vikander. But the first one,
they should have had a man do it.
Yeah, if they'd rebooted it with a man,
let's do that.
Great. Let's start rebooting all that.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
But that's where I go with all this stuff.
Clive Owen.
Ooh, yeah, I'm in on that.
No, hey, that doesn't sound that bad.
Wait, was he? No, Gerard Butler was in like the second Tomb Raider, right?
Yeah, he was the boyfriend /
who did reverse push-ups like on the grated ceiling. It was like weird like push-up pull-ups.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, we've got to go to break. When we come back,
that movie, Cradle of Life, that movie was A+ in my book.
Yeah, that was about as good as a Crystal Skull. I would
punches
say.
a great white shark straight in the face underwater.
Yeah, dude, you got to punch her.
We all wish we could do that.
I'll never forget that.
All right, well, we just talked movie news. When we come back, we're going to be rewinding the movies that we have seen over the last week here on the Ticket Stub.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
The Ticket Stub is brought to you in part by Movie Tavern. Movies, meals, margaritas. These are all things you may be familiar with, but get ready to be reacquainted. Because Movie Tavern is revolutionizing the way America experiences eating, drinking, and cinema. We're doing it by providing a robust in-theater dining service, featuring chef-driven menus, premium quality food and drink, and luxurious seating that completely transforms your movie-going experience. Whether you're looking to spend your date night, family night, or girls' night out here, you'll get the premium, affordable experience you're looking for. Movie Tavern. Movies never tasted so good.
We're back on the Ticket Stub. If you missed this first segment, we talked movie news. Chris Evans talking about leaving the Avengers. Tom Cruise still doing his own stunts. And Indiana Jones rebooting as Indiana Jones. And what a wonderful idea that is. Now what we're going to do is rewind the movies we've seen over the last week. This is where we talk about movies that we have seen since the last show. So, Chris, I'm going to hand it off to you. Were you able to see a movie this week?
I saw
several movies. You should hear about it.
It was several movies to get to this movie.
Well, tell me what happened.
Well,
I missed it.
Look, just really quickly, I wanted to watch Real Men. That's what I said on the show last week.
Yeah.
It's called Real Men?
I don't even know what that is.
It's called Real Men.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to watch. But for some reason, my debit card wasn't working. So
hey, it's okay if times are tough, man.
Well, yeah. So
Is it Movie Pass?
It's a movie pass, yeah. So I tried to watch. We just decided to watch different movies. So my wife picked I Spit on Your Grave 2. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll just review that for the show. There's no way I can talk about that movie at all. I mean, it's so graphic.
What is that movie?
It's,
have you seen I Spit on Your Grave 1?
Yeah, well, if I talk about it, then I'm going to talk about it. But I don't want to. It's a very inappropriate movie. So anyway, I couldn't do that one. And so the next day, we decided to choose another one. So we chose a movie called The Greasy Strangler. And it was
sounds like
yes. And it was no better. So
the
finally.
Greasy Strangler. Well, what did you think it was going to be? The Greasy Strangler?
Were they like smut films kind of thing? Or
I guess they were. I don't know.
Were these streaming? Like, how did you?
They were streaming. They were on Roku for free.
Well, no wonder.
Oh my gosh!
So
look
that's
at
why.
these movies.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my Everybody go IMDb, the Greasy Strangler.
The Greasy Strangler,
and I Spit on Your Grave.
Two. I Spit on Your Grave.
Whoa, is he naked in the whole movie?
Yes.
That's
the
phenomenal.
Greasy Strangler.
Is he really?
He is, yes. He's covered in, like, bacon grease or something.
Why?
Because he's the Greasy Strangler.
He's the Greasy Strangler. I guess I'm talking about this movie now. So.
No, okay.
But, yeah.
Did y'all enjoy it? Just you don't have to talk about them, but were these enjoyable
we met
movies?
Your wife, and this is why I can't imagine her watching.
I did. Yeah, they were both pretty good movies. Okay. I mean, I Spit on Your Grave 2 was a little difficult.
It's a horror, kind of?
No.
Revenge film. It's a revenge film.
Yes,
I'm looking
it's
it up.
very graphic.
Oh
movie.
man, you really are. He is naked.
Yeah,
oh
he
my
is.
gosh.
Yeah, and the Greasy Strangler was pretty entertaining. Movie, weird movie.
Okay, so what did you watch?
I watched Real Men. I finally got my card working, and I got that going. So.
Okay. Well, sweet.
Talk about it.
I
Was
gave
it
you
good?
three selections for this week. But anyway, it's from 1987. It stars Jim Belushi and John Ritter. And Jim Belushi plays Nick Pirandello, who's considered to be the best of the... You guys are still looking at the Greasy Strangler
Why
stuff.
is the dude's fingernails so long?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Oh, gross. What's wrong with his face?
Yeah. Well, he's covered in grease.
But is that the Greasy Strangler, the old guy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That guy's name is Michael St. Michaels. In real life. That's his real name. That's pretty neat.
Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop looking. All right.
But anyway.
Continue
So,
about the Real Men.
Yeah, so James Belushi is considered to be the best of the best among his colleagues at the CIA.
James Belushi?
Yes,
Wow.
Jim Belushi. Yeah.
You're a very
John
formal.
Belushi's brother.
Yeah, very formal.
So, so when the agency loses its inside man on a top secret mission, Nick is recruited to work with an everyday civilian, meek and suburban dad Bob Wilson, who's played by John Ritter, who's a spitting image of the agent who was initially assigned to the case that got killed. So not only is Bob unaccustomed to the nature of dangerous CIA work, he also finds Nick's claims that the mission involves aliens a bit suspicious. So this movie was directed by Dennis Feldman.
Is it about illegal aliens, or is it about outer space?
Outer space aliens, yes. The movie's directed by Dennis Feldman. This is the only movie he's directed. He has written all three of the Species movies, or the first three movies. So we're on the right track there. But basically, I really enjoyed this movie. I mean, it's really fun. It's funny. The music was done by Miles Goodman. He did Sister Act 2, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Little Shop of Horrors, and Teen Wolf. So also a good start there. So the music is really good. But it also had the first kind of, I don't recall this when I remember seeing it when I was a kid, but there was like a transgender scene where Jim Belushi's dad actually goes to a hospital and gets turned into a woman, and then like makes out with John Ritter. So, but for like 1987,
did he do it because he identified as a woman and wanted to get changed?
Yeah. So it was totally up with the times for today.
Wow.
But it was 1987.
Very forward thinking.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I thought the movie was great. If you can check it out, it's on Roku.
It's a comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy. Roku Voodoo, the Voodoo.
The Voodoo, the Voodoo. We all know the Voodoo.
Yeah, love the Voodoo you do.
Yeah, Voodoo on the Roku. So I rented it. It was 99 cents.
Okay, sweet. And what do you think? This was his only directorial debut. It was early in his career. Why do you think he didn't get another opportunity?
I don't know. I thought it was directed really well. I thought it was well written, well directed, well acted. It was very funny. I don't know.
Okay. So if you want to watch this, there's probably more than one way besides Roku Voodoo. You do.
I looked. Trust me. I think that's about it right now.
Okay.
Unless you got it. Some people got it on VHS.
Oh, okay. Well, then obviously, if you have it on VHS, that would be an ideal way to watch it. So, enjoyable movie. It's called action comedy sci-fi. It's for people who kind of like those. It's kind of like a cop comedy.
Yep, basically, yeah.
All right, so good stuff. People should check it out.
Yep, and also check out I Spit on Your Grave
and the Greasy Strangler.
Yeah.
And if you have a very free weekend and you
I
don't have
did.
small children,
yeah, it was a great
make sure
week.
to check all those out. All right, Dick, what did you see this week?
I saw the 2013 movie. It's available on Netflix called Adore. It stars Naomi Watts, Robin Wright, and then Ben Mendelsohn, who they're all, I think only a couple of them are all Australian. It takes place in Australia. It's kind of funny to listen to Robin Wright to have an Australian accent, but the movie itself, basically to give you...
This was terrible.
Yeah, it's a pair of childhood friends and neighbors fall for each other's sons.
Okay.
So it's a very taboo movie, and that's how I ran across it, because apparently...
So it's two older women.
It's two older women.
They've been children.
Yeah, so it's really weird. It's the weirdest thing about it is it's so well done, the quality of the film, and it's almost like it's a fantasy dream. Like, so whoever wrote it and whoever directed it and did all the stuff, the whole team, it's like because you don't see that many people. There's only about 6 major actors in it, and that's it. And they're all on the beach like the whole time. So either they did it just to have a good vacation to make this movie, or this book. It was a book. Is so well revered in Australia. They had, Australia only makes so many movies that they're proud of every year, and apparently this is.
Is that so?
Do they, hot take from Australia.
Yeah, no kidding.
Do they all know? I'm very interested in this.
Well,
plot.
I mean,
do
how many
the
actors?
Moms know?
I mean, how many Australian movies do you know that have these big name actors in it?
I don't know. They mostly come to America, but there's a lot of big Australian actors, so they must be coming out of some sort of farm system, or something like that.
But
literally, maybe a farm.
Well, what's great is I watched it with Holly and her roommate, and I didn't tell them one thing about this. And when they first started watching, they were complimenting me on finally having a movie so they could watch and enjoy, because it's so well done, and it's very Oscar-looking kind of movie. And they're like, "Oh, this is a really good movie." And then when they start making out with each other's sons, and all that plot line happens, they were like, "What kind of movie is this, Richard?" And I was like, "I don't know."
So did they know that they were getting with each other's sons?
The worst thing about this movie is they don't explore what you would naturally think would be like the result of sleeping with a son. You think there'd be a conflict of like the neighborhood going like, "Oh, that's horrible, we'll shun you," and like the husband's going, "This is horrible, I shun you."
Oh, they're both married?
They're married?
Both
they're having
married.
affairs with each other's sons?
So they're both married.
Oh, gosh.
They're both married, and they both have 18-year-old boys. This is like when it first starts with the whole relationship. And then one dad dies when they're younger, and then the other dad is a theater guy, and he gets a job in Sydney, so he's not there. And then basically, I kid you not, like they just start like when one of the boys finds his best friend with his mom, he doesn't get mad. He doesn't
Naturally. You wouldn't care.
what he does is immediately goes and starts flirting with the other mom.
Like to get revenge?
To get revenge. And then it just starts happening. I mean, like...
But do both the moms know that they're...
Yeah, and they have, like, casual conversations about it. Like, there was a scene where Robin Wright and Naomi Watts are sitting there on the beach. They're like, "This isn't right, is it?" But, like, Naomi Watts is like, "But I feel so happy."
Oh, my gosh.
And, like, seriously, the dialogue in this movie is hilarious because after every scene, I'm like, do they not realize they're sleeping with each other's sons? Like, is that just not weird to anybody else?
Seems like a movie that doesn't ring true as far as what would really happen if moms found out that their 18-year-old sons were sleeping with their best
I would
friend.
definitely encourage people to watch this movie if you want to see something that's just just crazy and enjoy. I laughed the entire time because it was just so outlandish. I even said at the end of the movie, I go, "Holly, since this is so Australian, do you think that's like normal in Australia?" Because I was like, I don't understand why everyone thinks this is okay in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a conflict. There really is not. Because you think...
Do the neighbors know? Like, do people know?
I mean, like, there was a big scene with the dad who comes back and visits. They get a divorce. They finally get a divorce.
Because she's sleeping with their...
Well, no, there's a great scene with, what's her name? Robin Wright. She's talking to the husband. And basically, he's like...
Is she married to Ben Mendelsohn?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, he gets that job in Sydney, and he goes, "Well, I'm not going to come down here every weekend. I want y'all to move up there with me." And this is what she says. She's like, "I don't know if our son and I can leave this house, and I'm not going to explain to you why."
Logical. Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, what?"
Yeah.
And basically, they get divorced over it.
Because she wants to keep having sex with the 18-year-old.
I guess. And that actually was really great about the movie,
Do they stay together?
No, I'm telling you, this movie, there's so many time jumps. They don't let you know. They kind of let you know when, like, oh, hey, he met someone, got married to, and has a kid now, like one of the sons does.
Oh, betrayal.
Oh, no, there's a great scene where it's like the two girlfriend wives walk in, and there's a big fight, and they're like, "Oh, they love each other's mothers." And us. And it's like, no, really. And the greatest thing about the whole movie is the ending. It ends with nothing different. They basically realize they both love each other. Like, all the sons and the moms love each other. I thought there was going to be some weird stuff going on, but it wasn't. It's like, oh.
Does the one guy leave his wife and child to be with?
Yep.
I mean, I hate to spoil the end of this movie, but come on.
Oh, yeah. No.
So they've caused several divorces by the time this is all said and done.
No,
so
what's even crazier is there wasn't even like a fallout. Like, literally when the wives found out, they're like, "Well, you're never going to see your son again." And that's the end. And then time jumps in the future. They're still at the beach, and walking the beach together and doing all. I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense. There's no real consequences to them doing this.
Well, Naomi Watts is pretty hot. So
and then I'm sure, and if there's a listener, please message us if when they watch this movie, tell me if Ben Mendelsohn knows or doesn't know. Because there's a scene where the boy who's sleeping with his ex-wife, they have a little tension. Ooh. And I was like, do they know that's
the scent of a lesser stag?
Yeah, that's what. No, it was like a real throwing heavy shade.
Yeah.
And I was like, does he know or does he not know? Because I know, like, if I was ever in the scenario and I found out my wife's best friend's son is, being with my ex-wife, I'd be like, hey, we need to sit down. We need to figure out, this is kind of weird. He's 20 years, 20 years younger than you. Like, this is kind of weird. You raised him. There's a great scene where one of the boys is in bed with his now wife, and he's calling out to Robin Wright. He's like, oh, Roz.
While they're making love?
No, while he's, like, sleeping.
Oh.
And the wife wakes up. It's like, you're calling out to her. What does that mean? He's like, oh, she helped raise me. So
what?
So that's why I was thinking of. I'm telling you, the dialogue. You're sitting there going like, "This is great. This is fantastic."
Plus, they have those foolish Australian accents.
Yeah. So there's a scene where they start talking about being lesos.
Oh.
And Naomi Watts and Robin Wright, because they've been best friends. Like, people think they're
lesos.
They're gay. Well, I think the husband. The husband kind of says something about it because he's like, "Why aren't you coming to Sydney with us? Like, why aren't you doing it? And is it because your best friend lives next door? And, like, they think we're lesos."
That's what they say.
They think we're lesos.
Almighty.
I'm telling you, y'all should all watch it with your significant other, and you'll have a good laugh.
Hey, that gives a new meaning.
It's on Netflix. It's free if you have Netflix.
It gives a new meaning to the phrase, "the dingo ate my baby." That's
yes,
for sure.
And it's a great movie.
It does,
Well, what's great about the men actors, the boys.
The men actors, yeah. Actors.
I mean, like the main boys is how they do like a 10-year span with them.
I don't like when you call them boys.
Well, I mean, they're 18 in the movie. They don't look 18 in the movie.
Yeah, they're probably like 34, 33.
There's a lot of age. Like, I'm telling you, there's a lot of time jumps in the movie, so you can't really tell. Like, they might give them a mustache. I'm like, what does that mean? It's like 10 years later? Like, how do you tell the difference between time with these guys? There's a scene. They're on the beach, and the moms are laying on the beach, and the boys are swimming and being young men, and they're literally going
glistening.
No, they're literally. She's like, Liz, look at them. They're like young gods. And I'm telling you, the dialogue in this movie, fantastic.
That's terrible. All right, we got to go to break. When we come back, I'm going to rewind Ready Player One, which is what I saw this week. It's a big movie in theaters now. And then we are going to play a game called Actor One Word at a Time. Chris is going to put that on. Me and Dick are going to go head-to-head, and we're going to see how that goes. So we're going to do that. Stick with us here on the Ticket Stub.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. Broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
The Ticket Stub is brought to you in part by Movie Tavern. Movies, meals, margaritas. These are all things you may be familiar with, but get ready to be reacquainted. Because Movie Tavern is revolutionizing the way America experiences eating, drinking, and cinema. We're doing it by providing a robust in-theater dining service featuring chef-driven menus, premium quality food and drink, and luxurious seating that completely transforms your movie-going experience. Whether you're looking to spend your date night, family night, or girls' night out here, you'll get the premium, affordable experience you're looking for. Movie Tavern. Movies never tasted so good.
We're back on the Ticket Stub. If you missed the first half of the show, we did movie news. And last segment, we rewound some of the movies we've seen last week. We do want to remind you, this is the Ticket Stub. We come live every Thursday on 104.5 and 106.1 in the Conroe area, and also worldwide on irlonestar.com/TTS. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at @_Ticket Stub and subscribe to the podcast. And the show will drop every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast feed. We also want to say that we are sponsored by Movie Tavern. Movies never tasted so good. Very thankful for their sponsorship. Last segment, Chris rewound about 4 different creepy movies and then one movie called Real Men, which you actually might want to watch. Dick talked about Adore, which is all about mothers loving each other's sons. I watched a more mainstream movie that's actually in theaters that people might want to check out. It is called Ready Player One. It is in theaters now. It is directed by Steven Spielberg. Maybe you've heard of him. Starring Ty Sheridan, who was in that movie Mud and that movie Joe, which to me get kind of confusing because one had Nicolas Cage and one had Matthew McConaughey. But they were kind of similar plots, it seemed like. Olivia Cook was from Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, which I watched and really liked. Ben Mendelsohn, hey, not loving anyone's children in this one. But then
I have no idea who that is.
Yes, you do. You would know Ben Mendelsohn.
All right, let me look him up.
Look him up. Mark Rylance is in this. Simon Pegg is in this. T.J. Miller is also in this. So the plot is when the creator of a virtual reality world called the Oasis dies, he releases a video in which he challenges all Oasis users to find his Easter egg, which will give the finder his fortune. Basically, this movie is set in like 2050, I think it said, and everyone lives their life fully online. They wear these virtual reality, gear that takes them to this place called the Oasis, and it has everything you could ever want. It has relationships. It has, experiences. It has fun. I mean, it's a video game. It's social networking. It's everything rolled into one. You have your avatar, which doesn't have to look like you, has a different name. But I want to start with the effects. This movie looked really, really, really good. They did a good job. I mean, considering about half of the movie was totally CGI, I'm glad that they took the time to make it look really good, because it did. And the whole idea of being able to change avatars was they had some fun with that. At any point you could change your hair, you could change your clothes, you could change your look.
Can you change your weight?
They never did weight change, but you get to pick what you look like. So I guess you could, in theory, you could be fat or skinny depending on how you wanted to look. I was a little bit curious about, like, as you got older, like if you're a baby on there, you probably don't want to have like a fully grown avatar. I don't know. And some of them had like big metal like fists that they would use in the fights and stuff. I'd be like, well, why wouldn't everybody want to have that? But the avatar thing was cool. It was a little bit sad to think about a whole world lived totally without interaction, which might be like where we're headed, where less and less people are actually like meeting to talk. It's more online. And once this Oasis world was created, which, maybe is a thing that could never happen. But
first, it's Indiana Jones, and then that.
Yeah, the world's falling apart. But I'll say that as far as an action movie goes, this is exactly what I want. Like, this movie was really good. I liked it a lot. I predicted this would be a top 3 movie of the year for me. I don't know that it quite had that extra gear that I hoped it was going to have to get it there, but I really liked this movie a lot. I would say it's probably the best movie I've seen in theaters this year. Now, to be fair, that's not saying a whole, it's been, if you don't include the Oscar movies, because I think technically those are part of last year, this has been a little bit of a slow movie, or a slow year for movies. I liked it more than Black Panther, which I didn't love. A lot of people did, but I liked this one a whole lot. My main complaint is that at the end, it got very, like, Spielberg family film, like very much like loose ends were wrapped up, everyone's happy, without, I guess, I don't know how you think the movie's going to go. I hope that's not too much of a spoiler for anybody, but it ends very like sweet, saccharine, all that kind of stuff. I'll say Ty Sheridan and Olivia Cook both did really good. They had kind of a young cast, the main crew.
Was that the girl that was in Ouija?
Yeah, she was in Ouija.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah. Right. The main cast surrounding her, it was really fun. And there was kind of a funny catfish scene where they meet all the real humans of all the, his best friends are these avatars that he'd never met in real life before. Right. Mm-hmm. And there's a scene where they actually all meet each other, and it's pretty funny to see, what avatar you would put out there versus what you actually look like, and what the differences might be. But I would say definitely go see this in theaters. This is one that I think benefits a lot from the movie theater experience. Chris would probably.
I agree.
Yeah, Chris would probably say go see every movie in theaters. But sometimes I'll tell y'all, go ahead and wait for Redbox, go ahead and wait for streaming. Don't have to rush out. But this one, I think you're going to lose something for sure if you don't have the scope.
Did you see it in 3D or regular?
Regular. Yeah, I don't do the 3D. I was just curious. I've never really had a good 3D experience personally. But I don't know. I just feel like in the theater, the sound, the size of the screen, it's really kind of in a similar way that Avatar was like an experience in theaters. I think this would be the same. If you have a theater that maybe has like a XD or like a higher level, maybe check that out. But regular would be, I saw it in regular, whatever they call it, screen. So
2D.
2D, yeah, 2D. So check out Ready Player One. Definitely would encourage you to do that. All right, Chris, I'm gonna pass it again over to you to talk about our game Actor One Word at a Time.
This is a brand new game. It's a game where two people, this will be Connor and Dick, will compose an improvised story about a day in the life of an actor, and they can each just add one word to the story at a time. So,
I wonder what our success rate for new games is.
I don't know. Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah.
So, if it takes one of them longer than 3 seconds to come up with a word, they will hear this sound. And that will be a foul.
Why do you have that?
Yeah, why? Yeah, is that a dog toy? Tell me you have a dog.
This is actually my cat's toy.
Oh, cats have toys?
Cats have toys?
Yeah.
Is it like you put, what do you call it, that crack cocaine for cats? What do you call
catnip.
that? Catnip?
No, there's no catnip.
Will you hold that up so that people can see what
Sure.
you...
This is Jimmy Pig. That is his name, Jimmy Pig.
Is your cat really pissed that you took it?
It was playing with it this morning. Yeah, I took it.
It's probably pissed.
Yeah.
It's sitting there right now waiting
Cats
until you
hold
get
grudges.
home.
Cats hold freaking long-term grudges.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will do the catnip toy.
Right. So if they say a word that doesn't make sense, they hear it. And if they say a word that takes longer than 3 seconds, they also hear that. So they lose a point.
Man, this is gonna
We
be
need like a buzzer or
Yeah.
something.
Anytime you hear this, they lose a point.
Okay.
All right. So
That last one was just Chris, though.
yeah, right. So we will start. This is a day in the life of an actor, one word at a time.
One word at a time. Oh,
And this
man.
is the day in the life. We'll begin with Connor.
Oh, gosh.
A day in the life of Charlie Sheen.
Okay, and so I can just, I don't have to say, it's just what he would do for a day.
Right.
All right. Once
He
went
to
the
porn store.
porn store. That's 2 words.
It is. That's a foul. So
Oh,
Dick,
okay.
yes,
Porn.
I should clarify. 2 fouls in a round will end the round.
Okay.
There's 4
Thank the
rounds.
Lord. Okay, so do we start back with porn store, or what do we...
I would start over.
Oh, we start all the way over? We had such a good thing going here.
Okay, well,
Once he went to...
Start after porn store.
Okay. Well, can I just change the word porn store?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Once he went to the
Porn.
store.
And
Bought
a
porn.
dildo.
Okay. All right. Dick.
I probably should have said that.
Can you say that on
Yeah, you can, but, questionable.
Yeah, very, very questionable, I would say. Okay, guys.
Very good.
Very, I guess I lose. I paused. I think we all lose.
All right, next one.
We all lose. So,
Okay.
okay. All right. You know what? We'll go ahead and
We'll move on to
round
the next
2.
Charlie Sheen is only going to take us to bad places.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a day in the life of Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah. So I started.
Yep.
Tom
Was
walking
to
down.
down?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I lost.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So Tom was walking to my turn. The
Workout
facility
and
tripped
over
a
image
of
himself.
in
In.
an image of himself in. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's 2 in a row.
Yeah.
That's 2 in a row. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is round 3. Here
Okay.
we go. Let's get better. This is
You
it can't get any
let-
worse.
Did you say let's get better? Because I think we
I said
definitely
it
need.
gets better.
We definitely need a little pep talk. here.
Yes. This is a day in the life of Danny DeVito.
Okay, so I'm starting.
Yes.
We're hopping right in. Danny
DeVito
is
walking
shortly
down
the
street,
and
trips
over
his
image
of
Tom.
Green.
I don't know.
This is so stupid.
You can buzz me.
All right. That's one. Okay. So keep going with Danny DeVito.
Okay, Danny DeVito is walking down the street and trips over an image of Tom Green kissing
A
bum.
of a shoot.
Yeah!
Okay. All right. This is the final round.
Thank the Lord.
Connor has a -2 points. Dick has
-2?
4 points.
Oh, all
Negative
we do
4.
is lose.
Yeah, you lose points.
So you want 0.
Yeah, right. Correct.
Is there any way to get a positive point?
No.
Okay.
0 is the best you can do.
This is a very negative game, Chris.
It's This is a day in the life of Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, gosh. Dick, you start us off.
Katie.
Dated.
A little. Oh, man.
Katie, you call her Katie.
Yeah, no. It's just,
y'all are really close. It's kind of like you're really close with James Belushi, Jim.
Yeah.
All right, Katie dated. I'll say her.
Significant.
Others.
Twin.
Son.
In.
Australia.
Which.
Led.
To.
Multiple.
Sequels.
That.
Ended.
The.
Relationship.
Of.
Her.
Lovers.
Brain.
Brain? Lover's brain? Oh, what does that mean? Does that mean the game is over?
That makes sense.
Well, it makes sense. Okay, all right.
No,
so,
it makes sense. I just had nothing to say.
okay, so yeah, just
Okay, so
keep going then.
Okay,
and this
so
is the last one.
Okay, so it ended the relationship between her lover's brain child.
When
They
decided
to
kill
each
others'
lover
grandmother
by
chopping
off
their
small
pinky
ring
and
mailing
first
class
parcel
to
the
justice
of
the
Oh man.
This is the most ridiculous thing of all time.
Wow. Okay. Well, what a game.
What a game!
What a game.
I think you just wanted to use a squeaky toy.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was pretty good. It was pretty funny.
That was pretty fast thinking
But
to
anyway,
make up
Connor
the
won.
fact that you had a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really creative.
Yeah.
Really good improv.
Right. Well, I was entertained.
Okay, good. Well, at least
we
one.
know.
At least one.
We know.
So who won again? I'm pretty confused.
Connor won that.
Oh, interesting. Looks like someone can think a little quicker on their feet.
Well, I was trying to figure out this grammar doesn't matter in this game.
Yeah. It does.
Like, where's the commas? Where's the periods? Like, when do we end the sentence?
Oh, it doesn't end.
Because we had like 3 ands. I'm like,
It was run on. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we just had to keep it. I don't know. I guess we were just trying to keep it going. But yeah, grammar was not the number one.
yeah, let's put that game at the end of the game list. So when we get desperate, we could do it.
well, that's what it was this week.
We could possibly maybe do that one more time.
I thought it was good.
Well, so Chris, question: how did you pick these characters?
These actors.
These actors. Yeah.
It was just the first ones off the top of my head.
So when you're thinking about 4 actors, the first ones that come to mind are Charlie Sheen, Tom Cruise, Danny DeVito, and Kate Beckinsale.
Pretty much.
Okay.
As far as interesting goes.
Well, they're definitely interesting. Dick, there were some times where I was trying to lead you in some directions, and I feel like you weren't always.
No, we're never.
You weren't going with me.
I said the D word, so.
You did drop the hard. Yeah.
That's when it went off the rails.
Yeah, well, the first round. Yeah. It went off the rails, and we never. Well, you put Charlie Sheen, Chris. I mean, I know he's interesting, but you know Dick's only going to take that to one place.
Sure, but okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, actor, one word at a time. Everybody, if that was your favorite game we've ever played, please let us know.
I thought it was good.
Go on Twitter right now and maybe give us like a bowl full of cherries or a double cherry or
6
single
dingleberries.
or how many dingleberries you want to do.
We're back on that.
We're gonna go to break. When we come back, we are going to talk about who won the tickets for last week. We're gonna talk about how to win tickets next week, and we're gonna announce or we're gonna say the movies that we're gonna watch for next week's show. So it'll be a short break, and we'll be right back on the Ticket Stub.
The Ticket Stub is brought to you in part by Movie Tavern. Movies, meals, margaritas. These are all things you may be familiar with, but get ready to be reacquainted. Because Movie Tavern is revolutionizing the way America experiences eating, drinking, and cinema. We're doing it by providing a robust in-theater dining service featuring chef-driven menus, premium quality food and drink, and luxurious seating that completely transforms your movie-going experience. Whether you're looking to spend your date night, family night, or girls' night out here, you'll get the premium, affordable experience you're looking for. Movie Tavern. Movies never tasted so good.
Let's begin, pal.
We're back on the Ticket Stub for our final short segment. If you are just now tuning in, hearing the show, checking us out on the FM or on IronLoneStar.com/TTS, you need to go back. You need to like our podcast, listen to the rest of the show. We talked about 3 good movies that you should check out for different reasons. We talked about movie news and some things going on with some big actors like Tom Cruise and Chris Evans. We just played actor one word at a time.
Yeah. That was horrible.
Dick took it to kind of a gross place.
That's the only way you can do it.
I don't know if that is the only way you can do it, especially considering I won. But you could go check that out. What we do want to talk about is tickets to the Grand Theater and Movie Tavern, which we give away every week here on the show. Last week we had a question about Spielberg said that Ready Player One was his 3rd hardest movie he's ever made. We asked what the other 2 movies were, and the winner of that is going to be, maybe we should just call this the Wes Smith ticket giveaway.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of times he's the one who participates. The other films were Jaws and Saving Private Ryan. I guess you can imagine why those would each be hard for their own reasons. Jaws, just because they were dealing with like a giant animatronic.
I would have figured Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I guess so. Saving Private Ryan maybe only because of the scope of some of those scenes, you know?
Well, I know the T-Rex in Jurassic Park got Parkinson's or something at some point. And that was a challenge. No, it's not a joke.
Who got Parkinson's?
That is a joke.
Sorry.
That is a joke.
It isn't a joke.
Who got
Watch
Parkinson's?
the documentary. The T-Rex. I'm sorry.
It's a machine. The T-Rex is a machine.
Yes, it's an animatronic puppet, and it got wet, and it started shaking a bunch, and that was a challenge.
So, wow, you're pretty insensitive.
No, that's what they... Okay,
I mean, yeah.
Wow,
that's what it looked like.
You're never doing that.
Are we playing one word at a time right now, Chris, or is this a real thing?
This is the real deal.
T-Rex got Parkinson. Okay, well, Wes won it for the Steven Spielberg. For next week, if you want to win 2 tickets to the Grand, here's the deal, guys. It's pretty simple, okay? All you need to do is answer the following question. A new movie is coming out this weekend called Blockers, which includes a picture of a rooster or a chicken. So do with that what you will. But it's called Blockers, and it is and John Cena and Ike Barinholtz are both in this movie. Ike Barinholtz is in mostly TV. He's been in a couple of films. John Cena, you probably know from his World Wrestling Federation or whatever fame. This is their 2nd movie together. So the question is, what was the first movie that they were in together? If you answer that, you can either tweet at us, you can send us a message, theticketstubpodcast@gmail.com, or you can call us. Dick, what's our hotline number?
936-647-3776.
You can call us and let us know the answer, or if you just need to find some chicks, you can call us and let us know about that too, which is one of the the ways the hotline is most used. So you can do that for tickets to the Grand Theater every week. We give away 2 tickets. So if you tune in, answer the question, you will have a chance to win as well. Next week, we're going to watch some movies to talk about. We'd like to let you know so you can watch along if you would like. I'm going to try to see the movie in theaters this weekend called A Quiet Place.
Oh, wow.
With John Krasinski.
Supposed to be pretty good.
I'm pumped. No, so here's the deal. Horror is not my genre, but I'm excited about this movie. Like, I think it's going to be intense.
Yeah, it looks good.
And I wonder if there's more going on than what the preview. The previews, they don't say a single word, but more previews are coming out, and it seems like maybe they're going to cut to some other times. Let us know a little bit. I don't know if you don't know anything about what's going on, and it just starts in the quiet, or if it tells you before. I'm interested and excited to see. So.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
I'm going to try to check out. I know I'm way behind the times. Justice League.
Oh yeah.
I never saw it.
Steppenwolf.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm not.
So Lindsay has a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. And the 4-year-old is all into superheroes. He's a boy, and he got a Justice League action figure kit for his birthday.
Oh yeah.
And one of them was Steppenwolf, and he didn't know who it was. And so I told him that
I don't know who that is.
Exactly. I didn't until I saw the movie.
Yeah.
I said, that's the bad guy. That's his name is Steppenwolf. Now he'll walk around the house going, Steppenwolf. So it's kind of hilarious. But anyways, all right, Dick, what are you gonna see?
I am going to see the 2017 critically acclaimed comedy Girls Trip. It's available to stream on HBO Go, and that's a movie I never would think of myself seeing, so I want to do something a little different.
Okay, go outside the box.
That Tiffany Haddish is she is blowing up.
I haven't seen Girls Trip, and I haven't seen anything she's in, but I've seen everyone talking about how she's the greatest.
What's interesting,
really good.
I was looking at kind of the history of where this movie came from, and Malcolm D. Lee, he's a director of a bunch of scary movies, like the parody movies. Scary, I think he's Scary. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Scary Movie 5, and then I think he wrote a couple too, and so I'm interested to see what kind of comedy they do, because apparently this is one of the best comedies of 2017.
People loved it. People love Tiffany Haddish in it, so it'll be interesting to see what you think about that. All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Ticket Stub, episode 49. Guys, we're 3 away from 52, a full year's worth of content. Thank y'all for tuning in. Tell a friend. Help us continue to grow the show. We've got sponsors. Things are growing. We're doing good. Everything's exciting. But the more people that listen, the more fun we're going to have. The more that you tweet at us, you call the hotline, send us an email, interact with the show. All that's good stuff. And so we want to encourage you to do it more. We'll be back next week. Chris, I know you want to. One more time. Thank you, sir. All right, everybody. Tell a friend. Tune in. That'll do it for Chris, for Dick. My name is Connor, signing off on the Ticket Stub.
Let's begin, pal.
Thank you for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station. Don't forget to check out this show and many others across the Lone Star Community Radio Network, either live on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, the Lone Star Internet Radio app, or irlonestar.com's live audio stream, and on replay on podcast, Channel 12's Our City TV in Conroe, or Channel 21 KVQT in Houston, and of course their YouTube channel. This production is copyrighted and all rights are reserved by Lone Star Community Radio. Have a question regarding this program or other Lone Star Community Radio shows? Want to sponsor or start your own show? Call the station message line at 936-647-3776 or email the station at lscrstudios@gmail.com.